Tat Sat. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Harihi Om Tat Sat. In the whole of creation, there are altogether only 6 items. The 5 are Panchabhutas. They are different forms of matter and energy. The 6th factor is consciousness. Will you understand once for all that there are only these 6? If a comparison is possible between them, it is this. Consciousness alone has the power to think, to form, to shape, to remember, etc. So the power of creation, the potential for creation is only in the consciousness. All the others are not so at all. If they are insentient, consciousness alone is sentient. So far as your search or even your sadhana is concerned, the focus and attention should be and will be only in the consciousness. Swamiji, what is this consciousness? The consciousness is functioning as the mind, as the intelligence and as the ego. Whatever functions in these 3 ways is consciousness. So far as the other 5 are concerned, they cannot create themselves. They are the created. So what can possibly create them? Something different from the 5, at the same time which has the power of creation. Does not consciousness answer and fulfill these questions? Yes. It creates thoughts, it creates feelings, it creates emotions, it creates knowledge. It creates independently a dream world where the Panchabhutas are there. So why are you doubtful? If you are doubtful, I can only say, you will be offended when I say that if I don't understand it, I am a fool. You may turn your head this way and that way, stand upon it. Do any kind of exercise, you will find that if you are not able to understand consciousness and the potential it has to think, to understand, to create what? Panchabhutas and Panchabhautik world. Whether it creates in dream or not, don't worry about it. When you are dreaming, it is not a dream, it is as good as wakefulness. Only when you break, it becomes a dream. Now can it not be the other way? You are breaking from the wakefulness and then dreaming. Simply because you break from it, you cannot invalidate it. Similarly, the entire waking world totally disappears in sleep. Whose sleep? In your sleep. And whose wakefulness? Your own wakefulness. So the wakefulness is a creation of consciousness. It transits from it, goes into sleep, another state, sometimes dreams and then wakes up. So the consciousness alone is doing all this. Now this consciousness has got infinite potential. We are not going to be interested in all that. We only want that potential of consciousness by which we can increase our requirements. Our mind should become peaceful, it should become stable, it should become flexible, it should also be able to assimilate all kinds of impacts from the world. Only this much we want. All these potentials the consciousness has. So simply understand them, and then harness them. What is the way of harnessing? When you know that your mind has got the power of assimilation, automatically you will express and utilize that power. Yesterday we had a discussion amidst the inmates of the ashram. And after the discussion, I was asking one person, you can say half inmate, how is your mind? Is it relaxed or is it, no, I am very much upset. Why should the person be upset? It was a discussion. And in the discussion, we will certainly speak whatever we want. Do you always expect to be improperly evaluated? It is one thing to be X. It is another thing for others to know and see that you are X. Why should we live in a fool's paradise? A person may be anything, but what others think of him and see him may be different. Should you not be interested in what others think and know about you? Oh, am I like that? It should be a point of enlightenment for you. Why is it not? So these are some of the constrictions that we have. It spoils life, it takes away peace, it makes your behavior, especially interpersonal behavior, ugly and sometimes even obnoxious. Why should it be so? Our role is to endear ourselves to the others and make others endearing to us. It is easy to say, he doesn't understand me, he is wrong, she is wrong, etc. But the right course will be, if you think that you are so much right, why don't you function in a group where people are not so good as you are? And simply withstand, assimilate, and then prove your goodness and merit. It is the same daughter-in-law, mother-in-law story. What is that story? The daughter-in-law suddenly starts posing as if I have learned many things. She starts quoting instances from her parents' home. The mother-in-law is not interested in it. You have been married and you simply shut your mouth. Try to learn what are the habits there and try to please them, and there will come a time when they will trust you and confide in you and you can do whatever you want. But if you don't have the patience, any man who is good, if he doesn't have patience to display that goodness, of what use is it? Better think about it. Why I am saying this? This consciousness alone is the sixth factor and the source of everything. That consciousness works in an individual human manner in every one of us. You better understand the potential and the possibilities of your mind and utilize them. Our goal is to become a Sthita Prajna first and a Sthitadhi next. Our mission can be so good and so beautiful that you will simply depend upon chance wherever you are, at home or outside. You may be married and you may be running a family. Even then understand you are driven by chance. Yadricha labha santushtaha, and be contented with whatever chance or providence brings. It's an orientation that you have to make and your mind allows it. So instead of taking rigid positions saying that I don't like, I am misunderstood, I will do things only in this manner, this is my way, etc. You can remain within a glass cell, that's all. I was asking an internationally recognized executive who was the CFO and CEO of companies, can you tell me what is that quality which has helped you in growing in your profession? He said, Swamiji, I have been controlling, he said some 56 or something like that countries in the world. Every day I have to send and receive altogether more than 200 emails. My home and office make no difference to me. Wherever I have gone, I have appreciated the people and their ways. I have never put up a resistance from my mind. This appreciation of what others are and their ways are, this is the one quality that has helped me wherever I went. It has endeared me to all the people with whom I interact. Of course, in my own employment situation, there were some people who used to be jealous and intolerant of me. That was before he became a CFO and CEO, when he was considered for these posts. When he became a CFO, there is no question of jealousy, only before that, because all the people would be under him. And to get elevated to CEO, there was no jealousy at all. So this quality of being endearing to the others, this is something good. Why this feeling that I am X, I am Y, others are wrong, I am right, I can do things only in this manner, not that manner. See, all these things are constrictions which make you undear to the others. So the purpose of spirituality is to recognize the mind as a functional unit of consciousness, equally so the intelligence and ego, and then try to enlarge and expand their functioning parameters. Make the mind broad, make the mind deep, make it lofty, make it larger and larger. I think if you can take up this point, it will be very, very good. Very, very good. Let us not speak unnecessarily big things like soul, etc. Why are we discussing the soul? To understand that you are the soul. Therefore, if the entire birth, death, diseases, disorders, calamities, chaos, anarchy, etc. do not affect God and the soul who has created this universe and on whom it subsists, then why should calamities dislodge you? Because you are the soul. So here the statement that you are the soul, is it more important, or the fact that being the soul, you should not be dislodged in any kind of calamities or adversities? It is to imbibe, develop and display this quality of unaffectedness, trying to always think progressively to resolve situations, that we are generating and following the philosophy of the imperishable soul. Don't think that it's a leisurely pursuit. Don't think that it is not connected with the world, fully connected with the world. You have the power to remain unaffected. When you are getting affected, you are only becoming a fool, not recognizing that the potential is there and not utilizing it. So this is something very, very important. I would like you to keep in mind that the purpose of philosophical or spiritual discussions, exposure, is only this and only this and only this. Harihi Om Tats Jai.